It's the worst trade in NFL history. It is the number one.
What has Sean Payton done that is so exceedingly great? He is above treating people with professionalism and respect.
It's long overdue. The closest the Broncos have ever gotten to a rebuild in the last 25 years was watching Josh McDaniels trade away our best players for absolutely no reason. It's the first free agency and draft period where I feel like my team isn't making moves to compete.
Just 8 months ago, nobody gave them a chance, not even their own fans. The Denver Broncos were supposed to be a disaster in 2024, a team with no direction, no quarterback, and a fan base bracing for another year of failure. But instead, they shocked the entire NFL. This is how the Denver Broncos pulled off one of the most insane single-season turnarounds in NFL history. Let's rewind to March 2024. The Broncos were coming off of one of their worst seasons in franchise history. Despite having Sean Payton, a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and a top 10 defense, things quickly fell apart. Their main issue was the relationship between Payton and quarterback Russell Wilson. Payton openly criticized Wilson's work ethic and decision making, leading to tension that spilled onto the field. Wilson, who was brought in as the supposed savior of the franchise, looked nothing like the player who led Seattle to a Super Bowl. After a string of poor performances, Payton made a shocking decision. He benched Russell Wilson for Jarrett Stidham. For the Broncos, that was a low point. Not only were they losing games, but their locker room was in chaos. Still, by the end of the 2024 season, the Broncos finished 8-9 and seemingly worse off because of key losses in Justin Simmons, Jerry Jeudy, and of course their question mark at quarterback. Their future was truly uncertain. The following offseason, Denver started fresh. Payton stayed, but he knew he needed a clean slate at quarterback. Enter Bo Nix, the 12th overall pick in the draft. He was talented and one of the most developed players in the draft, which is surprising since the Broncos were looking to rebuild and not compete for a while. He was coming off an impressive college career in Oregon, where he showcased his poise, athleticism, and a knack for making big plays. Other than Bo, the Broncos acquired John Franklin Myers and Nick Bonito, which gave Denver a lot of momentum entering Week 1. Week 1 against an average Seattle team with limited playoff success was a perfect matchup for the Broncos. However, this game didn't go their way. Bo threw a measly 140 yards and 2 costly interceptions, leading to a 20-26 loss. But could Bo Nix respond in Week 2 against a tough Steelers defense? Absolutely not. He threw another 2 picks, an impressive 250 yards, but the offense scored just 6 points. Bo started off the season 0-2 with 4 interceptions and yet to throw a touchdown pass. It seemed like Week 3 against Tampa was a make-or-break week for this team, and Bo delivered. The defense did their job, holding the Bucs to just 7 points. And Bo also had a breakout game, completing 70% of his passes for 215 yards, leading the offense to a 26-7 victory. Week 4 against the Jets was an absolute snooze fest. Both offenses struggled, and Bo threw a whopping 60 passing yards, easily his worst game. But Denver's defense played well yet again, leading to a 10-9 victory. However, this game was a wake-up call for the offense. They needed to step up, or they'll have another losing season. How will they respond? The following 4 games were crucial for the Broncos. With a 2-2 record and the Chiefs starting 4-0, they would likely need a wildcard spot. And in those 4 games, Bo played like a franchise guy. 1,000 all-purpose yards, a 66% completion rate, and a 9 touchdown to 1 interception ratio led Denver to a 3-1 run, and the number 1 wildcard spot at the time. Truly a milestone moment in the Mile High City. Unfortunately, that feeling wouldn't last long, because the next 2 games were against the Ravens and the Chiefs, 2 AFC juggernauts. This is a huge test for a red-hot Broncos team, but winning just one of these next 2 games would truly show how far they have come in just one season. Against Baltimore, Denver struggled, losing 41-10 in a game that really wasn't ever close. But now the Broncos are going to Arrowhead with a chance to give their divisional rivals their first loss of the season. After a scoreless first quarter, Denver struck first off a pass from Nix to Devon Bailey. The Chiefs would answer with a field goal, but Denver would answer that with an impressive 70-yard drive, ending in a 32-yard stripe to Courtland Sutton. Just like that, Denver leads 14-3. The Chiefs would score a 2-yard touchdown pass to Travis Kelce, but Denver still enters the second half with a 4-point advantage. 3 straight punts later, and the Chiefs put it within one, 14-13. 3rd and long on the Chiefs side of the field. Denver needs this first down. Here's the play.
Rookie Bo Nix. Here they come. Bolton. Got him. What a play.
Definitely not going on Bo's highlight reel. Kansas City settles for another chip shot field goal with 6 minutes to go, and just like that, Bo needs one legacy drive, and Denver takes down the 8-0 Chiefs. After a 13-play, 6-minute drive, the Broncos were a chip shot field goal away from winning this game. Here's the play.
Fraboni the snap, Riley the hold, lets the kick to win it. Oh! Blocked! The Chiefs have won!
Pure devastation. A game that felt like it was the playoffs for the Broncos, and to lose like that is terrible. Hopefully, they can respond yet again. The following 4 games, Nix had another masterclass of performances. His offense averaged 35 points a game, he threw 10 touchdowns, another 1,000 yards, and he led the Broncos to a 4-game win streak. Now the 6th seed and a 9-5 record, the Broncos are a lock for the playoffs if they win one of the next 3 games against either the Chargers, Bengals, or Chiefs. Denver would drop their first game against the Chargers, this time the defense's fault, giving up 34 points. But that's fine, just beat the Bengals. Unfortunately, the Broncos found themselves down by a touchdown with 1:21 left, and Bo picked apart the Bengals secondary. But it all came down to 4th and 1 with 14 seconds left. You know how I said he had a knack for big plays? Well, just watch this one.
4th and 1.
Anarumo saying, get over the top of Sutton.
Burton the block. And Nix will throw it. It is caught. Touchdown.
That forced overtime, and the Bengals win the toss, but get stopped. Now all the Broncos need is a field goal, but they would 3 and out. To make things worse, the Bengals drive all the way to their 23-yard line. They're just a 33-yard kick away from keeping their playoff hopes alive. Just like that, the Broncos are another field goal drive away from making the playoffs. They would 3 and out and gain 2 yards that drive. The Bengals would score on their 3rd drive in overtime, and now they need to beat Kansas City at home for the playoffs. In anticlimactic fashion, the Chiefs play their practice squad since they have the 1 seed locked up, and the Broncos walk all over them. And to everyone's surprise, the 2024-2025 Denver Broncos are in the playoffs. Unfortunately, they have the tall task in the Buffalo Bills ahead of them. Let's see how they fare. To make a long game short, the Bills dismantled Denver, winning 31-7 against an outmatched and younger Broncos team. However, that loss doesn't destroy the legendary turnaround this team had. Many fans, analysts, and even players thought Denver would be at the bottom of an uncompetitive AFC West, but they proved everyone wrong. When it comes to Bo, I think he has the upside to lead this team to wherever they want to be. He just needs a better O-line and a run game behind him. This team has a ton of potential, and they showed it this season. Although it wasn't a happy ending in Denver, they exceeded expectations this year, and it looks like they're going to keep the core of this team together for next season. But what do you think? Comment down below your hot take. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want, cause that's the rundown.